You sound like a bitch who I kicked out. I ain't trying to hear none of that mental health shit, boy. Hey, you know how that shit turn out. You wrote my hoe.
Nasty, you just ran for nothing, just eating balls, gooch, ass, legs, toes, eating that.
Actually happened between you and YoungBoy and his crew?
Man, when this first popped off,
The story kicks off wild, fam, because this update got the whole rap scene buzzing like crazy. We're diving straight into how Memphis rapper Finesse2Tymes just sparked one of the most heated beefs in hip-hop all over again with NBA YoungBoy. This ain't no small misunderstanding. This whole situation got layers that hit deep in the streets. This drama got everything. DMs getting messy, families speaking up, folks flashing weapons, and even a recent drunk live stream that pulled the whole mess right back into the spotlight. Grab your snacks because this saga is about to get intense. And before we jump in, make sure you smash that like button and hit that sub so you stay locked in with every rap beef update out here. So let's rewind, because the original tension between Finesse2Tymes and NBA YoungBoy all started over something that happens way too often in the rap world: a woman. Finesse openly admitted he had been liking pictures of one of YoungBoy's child's mothers on TikTok. And even though that might seem harmless to some, in this industry where respect is everything, even a double tap can start a storm. Finesse said in interviews he was just being a smooth dude and showing appreciation for someone he found attractive, nothing more. But YoungBoy didn't see it that way. He took it as direct disrespect toward his relationship and his standing. And the timing made things way worse because YoungBoy was stuck on house arrest in Utah, feeling boxed in and extra alert to anything that felt like disrespect. So when he spotted those interactions, he didn't stay quiet. He hit the internet and chose to respond publicly instead of keeping it behind the scenes. This turned a simple online move into a full-blown problem instantly. That single decision from YoungBoy sent the whole situation into a dangerous spiral instantly. The tension didn't just rise, it exploded. YoungBoy didn't stop at calling out Finesse directly. He pushed the boundaries in a major way by dragging family into it, which is something the streets do not play about. He went on his Instagram story and wrote that he would hit your mama with that chopper, a statement that counts as a direct threat toward an innocent woman. That crossed a line that old-school street codes have been clear about for decades. The moment you bring someone's mother into a conflict, the whole vibe changes from a simple back and forth to something that could get extremely serious, extremely fast. YoungBoy making that kind of statement showed he was ready to push this beef past normal limits, and that instantly shifted the energy of everything going on. Things got even more heated when Finesse's brother, No Love, saw what YoungBoy said about their mother. For him, this wasn't just rap drama anymore. This was about family respect, and he felt he had no choice but to speak up. No Love hopped online and fired back with his own hard words toward YoungBoy's people, which turned the situation from a personal conflict to something that involved whole families and whole cities. Memphis on one side and Baton Rouge on the other. At that point, everyone watching wanted to know the same thing. What actually went down between you and YoungBoy and his crew? This question kept circling as folks tried to understand how things escalated so fast and so intensely. What happened next shows exactly how fast online drama can spill into real-life danger. And this moment got intense quick. No Love ended up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which is deep in territory connected to YoungBoy's circle. And he was only out there handling some personal business. Nothing to do with the beef at all. But by pure coincidence, everything took a sharp turn. As No Love walked out of a building, he crossed paths with someone from YoungBoy's crew. And the dude was easy to spot because he was rocking an expensive NBA chain that announced who he rolled with loud and clear. The crew member stepped up and asked No Love straight up if he was the same person talking wild about their people online. And No Love, standing on his street principles, didn't fold. He confirmed exactly what he said and didn't back down for a second. But while the affiliate tried to act tough, his body language told a different story. His jaw kept shaking, showing he was way more nervous than he wanted to admit. That kind of shaky energy only made the situation more unpredictable. Then things escalated fast when the affiliate told No Love he was headed to his car to get something. And everybody knows what that means in street situations. That's code for grabbing a weapon. No Love stayed aware and watched closely as the man came back holding an AR-15 rifle, stepping onto the curb like he was ready to make a point for YoungBoy's side. He started throwing threats, talking about what he planned to do, and the whole vibe shifted from confrontation to something that could have gone extremely wrong in seconds. This moment showed just how quickly a social media argument can turn into a life-threatening situation out in the real world. Even with a deadly weapon aimed at him, No Love stayed completely calm like he'd been through moments like this before. He later explained that having somebody point a gun at him wasn't new at all. Even folks from his own family had pulled weapons during heated arguments, so fear wasn't something that controlled him anymore. That kind of history taught him a major lesson. The ones who actually plan to use a weapon don't stand around talking about it. They move instantly. So when the affiliate kept throwing threats instead of taking action, it showed he didn't have real experience in serious street situations. His hesitation said everything. After about 10 tense seconds, No Love walked away without a scratch, fully aware that if the guy had been truly dangerous, the whole encounter would have gone a completely different direction. That moment exposed a big difference between how YoungBoy's crew acts online and how ready they actually are when real pressure hits. But here's the twist. Instead of things blowing up even worse, this almost deadly moment somehow led to peace instead of more chaos. Finesse later revealed that he and YoungBoy eventually got in contact through people in the industry who both sides respected. And once they finally talked, they realized something real. Going to war over a woman didn't make sense because she would make her own choices no matter what. Finesse showed a lot of maturity by being willing to step back from the drama, something that didn't match the wild social media posts that kicked this whole thing off in the first place. He made it clear he sees himself as a player, not someone who gets emotional about a woman or lets jealousy pull him into reckless decisions. Both rappers eventually realized that keeping this beef alive wasn't bringing money, respect, or progress to either of their careers, so they called it off and decided to focus on leveling up instead. For a while, everything stayed cool and the peace held strong, giving both of them room to move forward without drama weighing them down. But that calm didn't last forever. Things took a sharp turn when Finesse hopped on a live stream looking like he had been drinking, and viewers instantly noticed he wasn't in his usual mindset. His energy was agitated, his thoughts were jumping around, and it was clear he wasn't thinking as sharply as usual. The trouble started fast once fans began spamming his chat with YB Better messages, a trolling move that NBA YoungBoy supporters are known for using to irritate other rappers. Comment after comment flooded in non-stop, and even though Finesse tried at first to brush it off and keep talking about other things, the flood didn't slow down. As the chat kept filling with the same taunting phrase, you could see his patience slipping. He started asking out loud why people kept bringing up YoungBoy when he wasn't even talking about him. And that's when it became clear the trolling was getting under his skin hard. And that's exactly what the trolls wanted. Their strategy was working perfectly. Finesse finally snapped and began firing back at the commenters with wild, graphic, and personal insults, painting out what he imagined these people were doing behind their screens. The language got explicit, and you could tell the constant comparisons to YoungBoy had struck a nerve he couldn't ignore in that moment. As the live stream went on, his behavior started getting more unpredictable and erratic, showing just how far the trolling had pushed him while he wasn't in the right headspace. What started as harmless comments quickly turned into a moment that reopened old drama he thought he'd left behind. As the live stream kept rolling, Finesse drifted into random talk about toothbrushes and bathroom routines, showing just how out of it he really was. He was clearly intoxicated, and the way he fixated on tiny details made it obvious his judgment was slipping hard. His girlfriend was in the background, and their interaction instantly showed tension that only added more heat to the moment. Finesse started complaining that she handed him a purple toothbrush when he wanted a different color, turning something small into a whole argument on camera. It was a clear sign the alcohol had him reacting to things he normally wouldn't even care about. The whole scene became uncomfortable to watch as viewers realized this wasn't just a rapper venting. This was real-life relationship stress spilling out publicly. Finesse then began rating his own anger levels from 1 to 5 like it was some kind of scale, and he said he was at a level 4, which he described as when things ain't right and his finger gets activated. That statement showed just how charged up he felt in the moment, even over something as small as a toothbrush. Meanwhile, his girlfriend looked frustrated and fed up, and their back and forth made it clear there were deeper issues between them that probably had nothing to do with the live stream, but were now being exposed to thousands of people watching live. Then things shifted when someone in the chat brought up T.I.'s recent comments toward NBA YoungBoy. T.I., another big name connected to Memphis, had been dealing with his own situation involving YoungBoy, and just hearing that triggered something in Finesse. The moment he heard T.I.'s name tied to YoungBoy, you could see something click in his intoxicated mind, like it reminded him of his own history and unresolved feelings about the whole YoungBoy situation. It was enough to stir up emotions he hadn't fully let go of, and the energy of the live stream changed instantly. Instead of keeping things neutral in T.I.'s situation, Finesse suddenly jumped in and threw support behind his Memphis partner, which instantly shifted the whole energy of the live stream. He started talking about how Memphis artists stick together and don't fold for anybody. And even though he didn't say YoungBoy's name directly, everybody knew exactly who those comments were aimed at. YoungBoy and his Louisiana circle. This move became a major slip-up for Finesse because before that night, he had shown real maturity by staying out of other rappers' conflicts. But with alcohol clouding his thinking and trolls spamming his chat non-stop, he lost that focus and started making bold claims he likely wouldn't have touched if he was sober. As the live stream dragged on, Finesse switched into questioning YoungBoy's credibility as a street figure. He began bringing up their past issues and calling out YoungBoy's reactions from back then, saying real street dudes don't get emotional over a woman. The irony was heavy, because their whole beef originally started over exactly that, a woman. But Finesse was trying to flip the story to make YoungBoy look like he wasn't living up to the image he raps about. Finesse even pointed out YoungBoy's own lyrics where he talks about being smooth enough to have women bringing money home, suggesting YoungBoy was contradicting his whole player persona by getting upset about something as small as TikTok likes. The message he was pushing was simple. If YoungBoy was really the smooth, confident guy he claimed to be in his music, then another man liking a picture shouldn't have shaken him at all. As the live stream continued, Finesse got more and more heated, especially toward the YB Better trolls who just kept piling into his comments. Every new message pushed him further into frustration, and instead of cooling off, he leaned deeper into the hostility, making the entire vibe more chaotic. His anger wasn't coming from just one thing. It was the trolling, the alcohol, the old drama, and the tension at home mixing together until he couldn't resist firing shots in every direction. The longer he stayed online, the sharper his tone became, and the more this night began twisting into a situation he never planned to create. Finesse eventually got so worked up that he started calling out individual commenters one by one, throwing sharp personal insults at them and questioning their toughness in every way he could. His tone kept getting harsher, and you could tell the constant trolling had pushed him way past his limit. Instead of brushing them off, he fired back with detailed rants that showed just how deep they were getting under his skin. He made it loud and clear that he wasn't scared of anybody trying to press him about the situation. At one point, he said he'd rather go out standing on his name than let somebody disrespect him, and he added that he wasn't about to let drama involving a woman be the thing that took him down. That line said a lot. It showed he was mentally preparing himself for whatever might come from bringing this old beef back into the spotlight again. Finesse also brought up his money situation during the live stream, saying he charges $250,000 for a feature and reminding everyone he's not struggling financially. That sounded like him addressing rumors that he was using YoungBoy's name for attention or trying to boost his career through controversy. He wanted people to know this wasn't about chasing clout. He felt he was speaking from a place of confidence, not desperation. What makes this situation even more interesting is the timing of everything. YoungBoy is still stuck on house arrest, which limits how he can respond, who he can see, and what moves he can make publicly. Meanwhile, Finesse is out doing shows, dropping music, and trying to solidify himself as a major player in the rap world right now. Because of that, some people watching the drama unfold started wondering if Finesse was reigniting this beef on purpose, not because he feared YoungBoy, but because controversy grabs attention fast. With YoungBoy unable to move around freely, the whole situation feels unbalanced, and it's making people question whether Finesse is stepping into this moment because it gives him extra spotlight during a time when he's trying to grow his name. But no matter the reason, the way the live played out showed one thing clearly. Finesse let the trolling hit a nerve he usually keeps hidden, and his reaction opened the door for old tension to spark all over again. Send the next chunk whenever you're ready. The whole psychological side of this situation is wild because Finesse had actually shown real maturity before all this happened. He ended the beef, he spoke respectfully about YoungBoy, and he even talked about possibly working with bigger industry bosses like Yo Gotti, calling him a true leader. But once alcohol mixed with constant trolling, all that progress disappeared instantly, showing how fragile these online moments can be when emotions are high. Social media has completely changed how rap conflicts start, grow, and explode. Back in the day, rappers handled problems behind the scenes or dropped strategic diss tracks that were planned, polished, and controlled. But now, artists are dealing with real-time pressure from fans who get to watch every emotion slip out live on camera. There's no filter, no pause button, and no room to calm down before responding. The YB better trolling is a whole new style of psychological warfare. YoungBoy's fans know exactly what they're doing, constantly comparing other rappers to their favorite artists, poking at egos until somebody snaps. And they're smart about their timing too. They hit hardest when someone is already vulnerable, like when Finesse was drunk and frustrated on live stream. Their plan landed perfectly, and he reacted just the way they wanted. Finesse's response showed the kind of pressure modern rappers are under. Even when a beef is officially over, hearing thousands of people spam comments saying your former rival is better can mess with your pride, your confidence, and your patience all at once. That kind of non-stop provocation can dig into someone's mind until old feelings pop right back up. It's like psychological pressure dressed up as fan support. Non-stop comparisons that feel harmless on the surface but hit deep when you're already dealing with stress, history, and public expectations. For rappers, that can reopen wounds they thought were dead and buried. The tension between Memphis and Baton Rouge adds a whole extra layer to this situation because it's not just personal anymore. It's cultural, it's regional, and it hits deep for both cities. Memphis has always been known for unity, for standing tall together when outsiders try to bring heat their way. So when Finesse started talking about Memphis sticking together, he was tapping into real history, real pride, and real expectations from his city. T.I.'s involvement just made everything messier. His separate issues with YoungBoy gave Finesse a doorway to step back into the conflict, but this time, he could frame it like he was defending his city, instead of reigniting a personal grudge. It let him shift the narrative from old beef to Memphis loyalty, even though everybody watching knew alcohol had a major part in pushing him back into that mindset. You can't ignore how much intoxication played into all of this. When someone's sober, they think twice, they choose their words, they focus on what's best long term. And when Finesse was sober, he had already ended the beef, showed respect, and tried to move forward. But his drunk self didn't have those filters. He saw trolling, he felt pressure, and he snapped in ways he probably wouldn't have if he were clear-headed. Now that the smoke is settling, the big questions start popping up. Will YoungBoy actually respond? Or is he too focused on staying out of trouble with the law? Will Finesse stick with this aggressive stance once he sobers up? Or will he try to walk his statements back and clean things up? How will fans react? How will the industry respond? And what does this mean for both rappers' futures? The truth is, social media changed everything. Back then, rap beefs had structure, private conversations, or carefully crafted diss tracks. But now, one live stream, one slip-up, one comment section full of trolls, and a dead conflict can come storming back to life in seconds. Finesse just proved that even artists who show maturity and good judgment can get pulled right back into chaos because the internet never sleeps. And that's exactly why you need to stay locked in with us. Listen, if you're rocking with these breakdowns and you want the real stories the industry tries to hide, you need to join the family right now. Turn those notifications on and hit that subscribe button for Rap Uncovered, because the streets never sleep, and we're just getting warmed up. We drop heat every single day, and tomorrow's upload, it's about to be even crazier, even deeper, and something you do not want to miss. Smash that like button, Share this video with all your homeboys and drop your thoughts in the comments so we can see where you stand on this whole situation. We'll catch you in the next one, right here at Rap Uncovered, where the truth of the streets lives.